Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Cheesy E.
Thank you, Cornsey. Welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beeflo says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast or blames his kids for something, you drink. And if I fuck up the intro or make MSS appear to be dumb, you drink. And of course, you can make all of us drink for just $1.08 or more. But speaking of drinking, fellas, what are you drinking? My Sock Summer, what are you drinking tonight?
So I'm doing the same thing I've been doing. I'm trying to polish off all these bottles. No, I'm kidding. I actually just went and bought a big bottle of Wild Turkey 101 today. It's as big as my gigantic dome. It's lovely. I was by the Binnies over by your house, Cheesy, and I felt the need to buy that. And I got some early times, too, the bottled and bond early times. I started off with that. That was my taste tonight. I am 2 in. This will be my third right here. So, yeah, it's good.
Big night for MSS.
Just a few tastings.
It's good that I have a lot. I have a lot to do, a lot on my plate as far as responsibilities for the show tonight. So I will be sufficiently hammered by the time we get to that Mazda ad read at the end of the show. It'll be great.
Well, happy birthday, MSS.
Thanks,
happy
buddy.
birthday to you, man.
Man, he should recreate.
I wore my not
day.
Italian but supportive shirt for you tonight.
I appreciate that. I wore my Southside shirt for you and your nerd pod. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Pod.
Beef, what are you
Cheers.
drinking tonight?
Oh, boys, I'm drinking the the beer that we're going to drink until the end of time. I've got the Two Falls, the hazy IPA. It's delicious. And I've got the backups of the courtesy of Copenhagen back here in the tiny fridge right behind me.
God,
I'm going to try to get through
that fridge.
5 of these
with
tall
you.
boys during the show. We'll see what happens.
I'm with you, man. I got the
Attaboy.
courtesy for Copenhagen, too. That's a courtesy of Copenhagen, I should say. I still love it. It's fucking delicious.
Oh, it's absolutely delicious. And MSS, Treasy, you think he's slick because he brought a case up to the lake house and then he didn't drink it. We drank hard liquor and then he left it. And then so now I got an extra case in my wine cellar. He knows how fat I'm gonna get drinking all this beer, but he don't care. He does not care about how fat I'm getting. Maybe make my nose look smaller, but I'm gonna get a lot fatter.
That's true. If your head increases in size, your nose will become smaller.
Exactly, right?
I just leave shit all over the city so that when I go to people's places, I got what I want. It's there. It's there for me.
You're lined up. That's right.
That's how you got to do it sometimes. You just got you got to be you know that other people aren't going to be prepared, so you prepare them for yourself.
Get them ready. You help them get their shit together. That's a good way to do it. That's a good way to do it.
Beef, we talked about this. That's a New Year's resolution. Everybody else needs to get their shit together.
Yep.
Exactly. That's an old Adam Carolla. I want everyone else to get their shit together for New Year's. That's right.
Beef, how you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm swell, boys. I have my my season ticket holder cap on right now. That
Mine's right back here.
our good friend Josh Nelson was making fun of. Who would ever wear this? Whatever. So I thought I got to get out and wear this. So I wore it, and I took a picture of myself, and I looked fierce in that goddamn picture. I put it out there.
Fierce.
A lot of compliments, about how good I look. A lot of comments. Then you got a lot of wise asses in there talking about, I'm a sucker, or I'm a loser, or it's worse than claiming I have leprosy. And I was thinking about it, I was like, I'm allowed to spend my money however I want. And I don't generally make fun of all you idiots for all the dumb fucking ways you spend your money. But
That's
because
true.
people were coming at me, boys, I had to make a short list of real stupid ways that our fan base, listeners of this podcast, spend their money. So if you don't mind, I'm going to go through this real quickly and
Let's
see if
hear
you guys agree with me.
excited.
Well, hold
here.
on. Before you do that, let's get a couple drinks because those people spending
shit.
money wisely.
Killed my flow. My flow's dead.
Man.
Our guy John Nava, he says, "Cheers, fellas, and happy birthday."
Cheers.
MSS."
Thanks, John. I appreciate that, my friend.
And then our guy
Great day.
CJ says, Happy birthday, My Gummy Summer.
Hell yes.
We'll crush the cold beers in the 108 on Tuesday. Cheers, John.
Potentially. We'll see.
He's back.
We'll see.
He's back.
All right, Beef, I'm sorry, but when we're talking about spending money,
Yeah.
I gotta let the people who want to spend money on
Who
us
have spent
do
money.
it.
Look, you killed my vibe. That's poor hosting, but I'll get even with you later on, Tracy. Okay,
All right,
so
whatever.
my anger at all of you is all the dumb things you spend your money on.
Not us.
Golf,
People, all those other people. Yeah.
smokers for meat,
Yeah.
meat for smoking, cigars, bourbon, scotch, baseball cards, living in the suburbs, tattoos, not the character tattoo, he's a boss, but the tattoos physically on your body, backsplashes, New Balance sneakers, garage TVs, and Shauna Patrick's OnlyFans. All right, if you spend on any of that, you're dumber
Man.
than me spending on White Sox season tickets. I just let you know right now, in the Beeflos column, you are stupider than I am if you spend on any of that stuff right there.
I feel like that was targeted at one specific person, but I can't put my finger on it. Just like I can't.
Well,
put
the
my
guy
finger
who
on
said
it.
it's like I have leprosy. Well, some of it was at him, not all of it. It's everybody.
I feel like Sammy Davis
You
Jr.
think you
got
hit
hammered
one
on
guy
that. I don't know if he's the one that said
7
it.
times.
No, he's not. He didn't say anything.
But he got brutalized in that.
Here goes John Cardi. Not me. Cigars are an investment. And Tadahito says leave golf out of this. There we go. See this?
I like this one though.
Let's
Better
go.
add wine to that list, MFR, and that's true.
No,
wine is
no,
pretty
no, no,
insane.
no. Wine's a grocery, man. That's
It's
food.
a grocery.
That's like juice to have with your meal.
Sure.
I mean, that's what it is. It's a
Yeah.
grocery, baby.
Hey, bourbon is just a
That's
vegetable.
not. You don't eat it with
Just a
dinner.
vegetable.
You don't have it with dinner.
Just
You're
a-
not sitting with a glass of
I
bourbon at
most-
dinner.
I most definitely do have
You
bourbon
are
I
at
will
dinner.
say-
Shit.
At home, probably not. At home, probably not. In public, yes. Like I go out to dinner. Beef, you've seen me have a couple 2-3 Manhattans while we're having dinner.
That's a mixed drink, but yeah.
At home,
But it's bourbon.
and at dinner, and outside. Sometimes at breakfast. We don't know. Just depends. If I'm on vacation, well, Turkey 101 is very versatile. So
I don't believe you guys, but anyway, those are dumb ways to spend your money.
those that you think so. You think.
I'm positive.
And
The
those
next
are things. That's a list of things you don't like.
No, it's a list of
Pretty
things
much.
I would never waste my money on, as the point of it.
What about
and just like
tequila?
people are saying they would never waste their money on White Sox season tickets. It's
Right.
just a difference of opinion there. That's what I'm just trying to prove.
That's
to you.
true.
Secondarily, guys,
Oh,
I'm not political at all, but I did watch a little bit of the DNC last night. I actually watched it on replay because I wanted to see Obama's speech. I always just think Obama's a good speaker, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch the speech. And Treasy, I'm sure you watched it too. There was a point in Obama's speech where he says something about sequels are usually worse. And right at the moment he said that, the camera cuts to this man, Don Cheadle, okay? Now, Don Cheadle happened to be in attendance, a wonderful actor, but it got me thinking, did the production crew, are they taking some shit out on Don Cheadle?
Yeah.
Is he the whipping boy for bad fucking sequels?
Well, Beef. Here's the thing.
yeah.
Here's the thing. You're not a Marvel fan.
Well, I was going to get here because I went to IMDb because I'm like, all right, let's run down his sequels and see are these that bad? Are all the extra ones bad? So here's the list, and I don't know 100%. Some of these seem like they're sequels or not. These are obvious ones first.
Yeah,
He's in Iron Man 2. He's
Yeah,
also in
that's
Iron Man 2,
usually
the video game. I mean, a video game sequel counts as a sequel of something. Iron Man 3. He's in Captain Planet 2, Captain Planet 3, Captain Planet 4, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, Rush Hour 2. Then he's also in a couple movies that sound like sequels but might not be. It's called Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Age of Ultron.
That's all Marvel. That's all Marvel.
Okay.
That's all the same shit.
And then Captain America Civil War also sounds like that. Plus, he voiced over the remake, and it's not technically a sequel, but a remake of The Wonder Years.
Yeah,
and
see,
so my question for
me-
you guys are those sequels decent? Aren't they good movies?
I'm going to
I don't
explain
know.
this to you.
I've never
Okay,
seen
I'm
hit
gonna
me.
explain this to you
Hit me,
because
hit me.
this is a very specific joke. So Iron Man 2 is worse than Iron Man, right? But Don Cheadle's
I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
But no, I'm explaining to you what's going on. So give me.
No,
a
you
second.
said right. You said right, and I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm just telling you, keep along with me.
Okay.
That's the case. But Don Cheadle's character in Iron Man 1 is played by Terrence Howard. And they just fucking do a switcheroo and they look nothing alike, right?
Well, yeah, no, they're nothing alike. Yeah,
and
that's true.
They make a quick joke about it, like as he walks in the courtroom at the beginning, and so it's a long-standing joke of how like he just replaced him and no one said shit, even though they look nothing alike. There's no like it was just a money thing, and so that's where that joke comes from. I don't know that it's a great joke.
It doesn't make sense for the situation, I don't think. I mean, and one, it doesn't make sense, and two, isn't Don Cheadle better than Terrence Howard? I mean, no offense to the acting chops, Don Cheadle's much better.
100%. 100%.
I don't know.
Terrence Howard's pretty good.
I was worried that Don Cheadle's just become the guy to stole on anytime you want talking about sequels, and that doesn't seem fair. His sequel list seems good. The ones that I've seen are all fucking good. The Ocean's movies are good. Rush Hour is good. Like, what the fuck?
Boogie Nights good.
Let me show you
a sequel,
a different
that's true.
cameraman savagery during the DNC that I think maybe
Lord
outdoes this one. Okay, I think this is better. So this is Oprah from last night.
And if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
that poor lady,
dirty, so dirty.
I mean, she even they must have had it on the big screen because she like looked back like to me. What the fuck are you looking at me?
Bring her back up. Play that again, Treasy. Play that one more time.
and if the place happens to belong to a childless cat lady,
She's like,
she turned away like, it ain't me. It ain't me. I be like, hey, I ain't childless. I'll be getting a dick.
I have 19 kids. That's why I'm this big.
She had like that 50 cent meme right there, man.
What do you say fuck me for? Yeah, exactly. Well, I hadn't seen that clip, and I knew Oprah.
You hadn't
but
seen
I
that
hadn't
clip?
seen her. But
The amount of time you're on fucking Twitter, you ain't seen that clip.
Oprah looks terrific, man.
Oh,
She looks so
yeah.
good.
She's like 70 too.
That's impressive, man.
fucking
she looks
Ozempic,
great.
bro. It's nice. It's good. It's good for you.
As long as you don't shit the bed, man. As long as you don't shit the bed.
We gotta
Get a
talk,
couple
we gotta
drinks
talk
here.
to Wally Money about that shit.
Oh, hello.
Plus, Poppy says, "Happy Thursday, fellas."
Thanks.
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers to you.
thank you.
Hope you enjoyed your stuff that you got ordered from the merch shop, which everyone go to 108.ing/merch. Use the code LIVEBY5. Save $5 during the live recording of the world famous 108 podcast.
Jay Zell says, "Wow, trying to compete
My
with the Bears
guy.
again." Not really. It's preseason.
Yeah,
You
no
gotta
one
be
gives a fuck.
motherfucking kidding me. How are you guys going to fill the 108 tourney next year with all those fake Sox fans that showed their true colors this year?
Man, that's true.
Don't worry about that. But cheers, my friend.
Jay Zell, I'm going to argue for your 14th seed in the 108.
Jay Zell, this is for Freddie Garcia. Most forgot.
I was gonna say he ran out of characters. He didn't get to put Freddie Garcia in this one.
Maybe
we'll
later
catch
on.
up.
They'll do a little Freddie Garcia.
But cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Delicious.
All right, Beef. What else is on your mind, my friend?
That's it, boys. I got them two thoughts out of me. I'm just happy that you made me realize, Treasy, that it was a real stupid joke and it was not the producer going after Don Cheadle for something, because he's a terrific actor. And I feel free to wear my goddamn season ticket holder hat. Probably won't wear it for the next segment just because I don't want to get it too sweaty, because I get real sweaty during the show. I was realizing when I did the John Greenberg, and I was like, I'm in good shape. I'm not going to get real sweaty. And then I got sweaty by the end of the show. And I was like, I rubbed my head one time. I was like, I'm very sweaty. And I shouldn't have been that sweaty because John was doing all the talking. So I got to realize my level of greasiness and level of sweatiness on these shows. And so that's why we stay sleeveless, and we got to get this hat off for sure. We'll get the other hat on that's a little more absorbent.
Beef, for the
my
sequel thing,
Lord.
who should they have invited?
Who's the shittiest sequel guy? I don't know. That's a good question.
It's like Frank Stallone. Like does he like
he only does the music. He does the music for all the sequels.
I feel like there was like
you leave Omar Epps alone. All right,
Omar,
there's like a Saturday Night Fever sequel or something that Frank
Willie
Stallone
Mays
stars
Days
in.
2. No. Can't
Everyone
there
that
you
was in Caddyshack too.
Omar Epps, what's his? Jonathan Silverman could have been in it.
I agree,
because they
Major League
assume
Two
they
is-
invited him. They probably invited Silverman already to the the DNC a while ago because they thought he was going to have Zakari and Joe. So like,
He's used to that assignment, so he was to be all good.
Yeah. But yeah, Omar Epps or Jonathan Silverman, I think would have been good gets.
Omar Epps catching a ton of shit. Oh, he's only been one sequel. Well, how many sequels has he been in?
You can't.
Right, Cheeto's been in 30 sequels, so I get the reference kind of, but I feel like he did a good job. So you couldn't dog him for that when you say sequels aren't always better, you know, like.
But Omar Epps is a terrible Willie Mays Hayes.
That's fine. A single sequel bad, I don't know. It doesn't feel like enough, but I'll go with you guys. I'm with you guys.
I'd say George Clooney, but he's got all those Oceans 13s, 12s, 11s, 10s, whatever. Like those pretty good in those. Bad in Batman, though. It was not very good in Batman.
No, he wasn't. I agree with you.
No.
he might be the worst Batman. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
CJ Loman says, I agree. Caleb out here wearing less clothes than beef. Get out of here with the fake footballs. Yeah, I agree. I don't really like preseason. I watched a little bit of the last game just to see Caleb and what he looked like. He looks fine. He looks like he looks like a league average quarterback right now, which is pretty good. I mean, like
that's good.
He's going to get a lot better, but
after like 4 reps, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good, right? It's like when he lays in there, I'm like, okay, he probably makes some plays. So.
My Sock Summer, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I have a video that long time 108 guy Michael Christensen sent to me through Facebook. Yes, it still exists. I go on there every once in a while. We're just going to watch it real quick.
And I want to say this very loudly into a microphone so Hal Steinbrenner hears me, so Steve Cohen hears me. One of the biggest farces in sports is that you announce a giveaway and you only give it to a certain amount of people. It's uncalled for and it's wrong. You cannot tell Yankee fans, the first 18,000 people get blah, blah, blah. No, you give it to everybody. And if the sponsor, because everything is sponsored, says, sorry, we're only making 18,000 people, well, then you tell them to go F themselves. You say, well, you're not the sponsor. And I'm sorry for being frank about that, but that's the reality. So the idea that the Mets or the Yankees, and I'll use the Mets because it just happened, would tell their customers, hey, go buy tickets to come to a game where you're going to tell your kid you're getting a Hello Kitty doll, and then they get there 2.5 hours before the game, and they don't get it, that's a travesty. That's a sports giveaway travesty. And what I'm calling for is for Hal Steinbrenner and Steve Cohen to put an end to this. Because you cannot tell children, oh, here's a Hello Kitty doll. Oh, wait, you didn't get here early enough. But there is somebody right now, a mother or a father, who drove to Citi Field at 10 a.m. on a gorgeous Sunday only to get the shaft because the line was out the door and you only made 18,000. Fix it. It's unacceptable for the Yankees or the Mets to pull this kind of crap in 2024. Tell me when I'm telling a lie.
Evan, I emphatically agree. I think it's disgusting practice. It's a way to make everybody rush in and buy more beers and hot dogs earlier. And frankly, there's no way to also definitively tell you who the first 18,000 is. You give a box of these things to every single gate around.
So, okay.
I'm going to teach you how to cut videos a little shorter. But go for it.
Shut the fuck up.
What did that end part mean?
You needed that guy. You needed the guy at the end because that's why I shut that off because he had to do a screen recording. Like I mean, listen, I'm not as technically advanced as you, Treasy. I'm sorry, okay? I just had to fucking make this thing. That's Evan Roberts on WFAN. He's a part of Evan and Tiki, the show. He does afternoon drives. Now, he yelled about not being able to get a fucking giveaway, 18,000 giveaway, which is a pretty decent sized giveaway. I mean, that's what it is, right? And I thought the thoughts were very good, and it's funny. But you guys, you get the vibe to me that Evan just missed out on getting a Hello Kitty doll because he didn't get there early enough with his kid. Like that had like I missed out on this, so now we need to change everything, right?
This was personal. This was 100% personal. But he's absolutely right, though. He's absolutely right. Because
go ahead.
Let's think about it, right? Like, you got a sponsor to do this, right? Like, so the sponsor's going to give, like, okay, so here's 10,000 of this. Making 30,000 of this is not triple the price.
No.
It's just it's an increment for sure.
Yeah.
But, like, why not? It's got your big-ass logo on it. Get 30,000 of your logos out there instead of 10,000.
Yeah.
And like people are going to take them. The shit's not going to go to waste. Even if people don't go to that game, they're going to find a way to give those away in something so that like people get them and people like it. People love giveaways. I don't know why. I don't really give a shit. I give them back. I give them to you or throw them.
People like trinkets, baby.
Throw them on the field, set them on fire. I do all kinds of stuff with them. But for the most part, I don't really care. But people do love that shit.
They do.
Why limit it? Like I've never really understood the practice. I get the part like they were talking about, like, hey, it gets people in earlier. You get people in. You want to get people in earlier, man. Give away the fucking patio party at Comiskey.
I mean,
yes,
that's a good idea too. We got
Free
that
stuff.
one time this year so far. Loaf, any thoughts on the giveaways? You think they should give away one to all fans, like our friends in the North, the Milwaukee Brewers? All their bobbleheads, all fan giveaways. They give away 40,000 bobbleheads, and that they're not worth anything, thereby killing the secondary market. But which is okay because then everyone gets one that wants one, right? Like I mean, that's kind of what it is, right? Like,
yeah. I thought that was your angle, and that you weren't that pleased with it because you're like, I've been a secondary seller in the past. You don't do so much of it anymore. You do a little bit of it, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, I don't have a strong opinion. Why not make double the trinkets, hand them out. If you have them left over, give them away whenever the fuck. Give them out in the parking lot the next day, or do whatever you got to do with them. Like, I get why they try to do it. But, like, I don't know. Like, at some point, you will get frustrated if you don't get the thing. And then you just say, fuck these guys.
It's going to be, yes.
You know, like, there's a level of that. Like, you know, Sox games, maybe that people, the spread is better because if you get 15,000, well, there weren't going to be that many more people coming. Or the people that really want it get there early and they end up getting them or whatever. But, like, if you have like, the Mets Stadium holds almost 42,000, right? And let's say they're always getting kind of a lot of those people in there. And you only have 18,000. You're not even servicing half the crowd. Like, I mean, that's a very low number. That's like, over here, if they said, if we're only giving away 5,000 of these, there'd be fucking pandemonium trying to get these fucking things. It's just like, I don't understand the giveaway thing with Treasy. But yeah, why not just make enough so everyone and their mama could fucking have one?
Well, and so it is done, right? And I've been clamoring for years. It's like, hey, listen, do an all fan, and especially they're giving away 2 bobbleheads this year. Do an all fan on the 2 bobbleheads that you're doing, and then everyone, because that seems to be the one that usually is the big problem. Everyone's like, my kid didn't get one. Oh, fuck my kid this, my kid that, you know, when it's usually just dad got too drunk on a Friday, couldn't make it there early on a Saturday, a little hungover, just was moving slow. I get it. Okay.
We've all been there. We've
been there. Yeah. But like, don't worry about it. You can buy it on eBay later, and it's fine. You pay a little premium. You won't get it for $8.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
You knew it was coming back to this.
It's coming back.
If MSS can make a little money, don't make so many. Make just enough so I can get them and I can sell them to these people.
For the most part, it's like, yeah, you can do that, and it's been easy. Now, I have been told, because I've been asking about this for years, the ticket people were like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to make it limited because it's like it's kind of like a game, you know, for the people. It's not a game for the fans, right? It's a game for people that inside that get whatever they want because they'll get it. But if they had to be subjected to that, like say in 2021, 2022, when there was actually people showing up, you'd be like, motherfucker, move this line. Why won't these people take their fucking keys out of their pocket? Why do you carrying change? Why do you have change in your pocket just to begin with? Now, in New York. So I went to their website because I was like, oh man, this guy, he's all about give everybody everything. So they must be giving away tons of shit. Okay, these are the current contests at WFAN. Okay, they're doing a free Yankees tickets from Wendy's. Okay, the restaurant Wendy's. 1 winner, 2 tickets. It's a non-premium game with non-premium seating. You have to listen from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and then be told to call when they say to call and be the selected number there. Okay. Not everyone's getting one. Okay. This is not a participation award. None of this shit.
But listening to the radio is free. You didn't buy a ticket to go listen to the radio. You're missing some of the point here, MSS. Like,
not really.
If they were doing a live show, if they were doing a live show that was $20 to get in.
That's different.
And, you know? And they only gave away stuff to the first 10 people that came in.
Not giving a lot away.
Bullshit.
But like, they're giving away tickets. Like,
okay, you guys don't like that one. Here's another one. Jersey Mike's, they're doing a box office blitz ticket giveaway. Yankees versus the Rockies. There's going to be 10 winners, okay? And they're each going to get a pair of tickets. So 20 fucking tickets they're giving away. You have to listen and find the queue to call between 8 a.m. and 1 p.m. You have to donate 5 hours of your time to maybe.
No, you just have to be listening during the time when they say it.
Just saying.
And it's free. And it doesn't cost nothing. MSS.
Doesn't seem too fair, though.
Ticket prices cost something to get in there. That's kind of the point of that. No?
People would say that the giveaway is actually free, too. You're paying for the ticket to watch baseball. So that is a free thing, too.
Yeah, but in this case, you're paying for nothing.
Well, I'm just saying.
No paying.
I'm just saying. All right, since you guys didn't like the first two, here's the last one.
All right, maybe this one will match up with it.
Empower Solar Studio Visit Contest. Now, listen, this is for a chance to win an exclusive VIP experience. Explore the iconic WFAN studio where sports and renewable energy meet in an unforgettable journey of discovery and empowerment. How many winners do you think that contest has? Now, I'm just going to tell you right off the bat. One. We have one person to come in to your fucking studio. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything, but only one person can win that. So
how many fucking people you want to see better in a radio studio?
I'm just saying. I think Evan Roberts
from
Afternoon Drives on WFAN should be fucking handing out tours to anyone that fucking wants one. It should be free at all times. So I can take my kid there. It shouldn't just be one person. It should be every person that wants to go. It doesn't no skin off his nuts. Listen, bros, I'm just saying. I like the aspect of everyone gets one, but when you know the rules and you fucking can't follow them, don't worry about it. It's fucking somewhat ridiculous.
It's your birthday, so I'm gonna be nice. But like, this is your wildest defense of Brooks Boyer that I've ever seen.
I am not defending anybody right now.
I can't believe it.
Let's get some drinks. Let's get some drinks. Jay-Zell says, "Hey, Treasy, don't tell me what to worry about."
He said, "Fuck you, Jay-Zell." Yes, do that again, Jay-Zell.
Cheers.
And Jay-Zell also says, "Why doesn't Paul Konerko interact with Sox fans?" I don't think he interacts with anybody. Like that's a guy that just like, even when, like, that was one of the key reasons that Ozzie was a great manager, was like they never had to talk to Paul Konerko. Like Konerko did not want to talk to anybody, and they were like, "Hey, can we talk to Paulie?" And Ozzie would just yell expletives, so they go, "Oh, we better talk to Ozzie. He's swearing about something." Cheers, Jay-Zell.
Thank you, Jay-Zell.
Cheers. He was actually really fucking. He was really good.
He's pleasant.
Yeah, he's very pleasant. That's a very good way to say it.
Pleasant guy.
MSS, I think it's.
I just want to get that sip in there. And now, Treasy,
it's about time to
on
pay
this
some bills, my friend.
2 days after my birthday, I'm going to pay some bills.
All right.
Back to school. To prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. That's the great Billy Madison. You said you want more deals, so we're excited to bring back daily specials Monday through Friday. Our popular Tuesday and Wednesday specials are staying, featuring a nice discount for a full pound of our original large shrimp and lightly breaded shrimp. New to the lineup is a Meatless Monday special featuring a half order of our new plant-based shocking shrimp. We think our new Thursday special will be a hit, a full order of catfish strips at a discount. And Friday, we want to give some love to our delicious, flaky, made in-house ocean perch. Try them all and let them know what you think. So stop by one of our 4 locations today or visit our website at chicagoshrimp.com to place an order for pickup or delivery. Come see why Lawrence's Fish and Shrimp has been serving up the seafood you crave since 1950. Uh-oh.
Trezo's muted.
Trezo's muted. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I was muted. Sorry. It's time for My Sox Summer to bring it to us with his This or That game. We're going to see what he's been buying and selling on eBay. MSS.
Not Mets giveaways, that's for sure.
Definitely not Mets giveaways.
There's only if they give them out to all the fans. That's the only you can get.
There's only 18,000 of them. I have no idea how to get one.
You realize, I was thinking this during it, Treasy, and I didn't think MSS was going to defend it real hard until the end. Like, I was like, oh, he's like, he doesn't care that much.
I don't
Then
really
he defended it really hard. But I was thinking, like, he's going to, like, that's going to ruin all his inertia to like get the White Sox to do anything for us because it's all for the giveaways. If the giveaways were given away to everyone and it was no value, he'd be like, I don't even fucking bothering with Brooks Boyer. I'm not talking to Mike Downey.
He might not even do this podcast.
He's like, fuck you guys. You do it.
You guys are so full of shit. I like getting the premium shit. Don't get me wrong. The fucking can guy fucking bobblehead I have is fucking top banana. I love that.
You tell James Duda about that.
But also, it's just it's cool. Like I don't really care as much, but I also think it's really funny when people get really whiny about things, especially the Mets. Like, come on, it's the Mets. Like, come on.
I'm just saying, it sounded like you cared.
A little bit.
But I'm gonna. Speaking of premium items, we got a drink. And
nice.
It's from Senior Sox. He says, "Happy birthday, MSS. Your Violet Myers fleshlight has shipped." Cheers, man.
That's like
Senor,
$50,
you, baby.
Thanks, Senior Sox.
MSS, would you, if you were gifted a flashlight of a famous porn star, would you want it to be Violet Myers, or who would you want it to be? I'm curious about this.
Sure.
Probably Violet Myers.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Because you can get the most vivid, images in your head while you're using it, and just sort of and then it feels real to you, or like,
I mean, no.
Or could there be someone else? Is there a different one that would be? No.
I just fucking a piece of like rubber. It seems odd, just
seems
in general.
Weird. Yeah.
So I
know.
really
I know. That's what I'm asking.
I'm not. So I don't think that like.
Hold on, I gotta get the timestamp. I gotta get the timestamp. I'm sorry.
Associated with said rubber fake vagina thing, like I don't know.
Senior Sox also asks. He says, if he bought it for you, would you think of him during?
Potentially. Post
coitus, he was.
Yes, post coitus, I would be thinking of you.
Well, he's dribbling all over the floor.
Really
he would think of you, but in a thankful way, like.
Yeah. I really
like the pilgrims at Thanksgiving. That's how thankful.
I'm really happy they spend the extra $10 on the vibrating egg. That was nice. My balls appreciated it while I fucked the rubber. Yes. I don't know. It is what it is. I think
it's not rubber. It's waterproof premium silicone. How dare you, MSS?
Thank Christ it's not.
You know what? If they were giving it away at Citi Field, it would be the rubber version. Everyone would get one. That's what would happen.
Man, chafed. Shaft from the Mets, man. I don't know. That'd be pretty awful.
I'm starting to think that Senior Sox is the he, and he gets us.
So anyway, we're back.
This or that.
Game. If you guys don't know, I buy and resell stuff mostly on eBay. I don't buy it on eBay because people's prices are crazy, and you'll see that as we go through what I have sold recently. Okay, it's a famous game. Everyone knows it's a fun game. People love it. We're going to start with Chirizi tonight because he has got the C, and he's also wearing the Italian shirt. I like that better than Loaf, fucking really destroying my favorite shirt that I ever made.
Oh, that's
right.
A classic shirt, man. Just
Very
this is all that's left of it. I got one sweaty armpit. You see it? That is real sweaty. This pit, no sweat. I don't know what the deal is.
How much
sweat has that shirt soaked up? Because MSS, that's the shirt that he has in that picture when we're by the pool, and it looks like he came out of the pool.
That was after we took batting practice, and I made that diving play in the field. Fuck you, Chirizi. I didn't see you make a diving play in the field.
It's only 100.
The Life Alert lady made a diving play.
It's 117 degrees out and 97% humidity. Me and you are wearing black shirts because they're like, we're going to be drenched. And Loaf shows up in a gray shirt and we're like, that's bold, buddy. Good job. That's bold.
I treated myself to an extra ice cream on the way out.
All right. This is this or that. We're getting back to things I sold on eBay. First up, Chirizi. This is what we got. All right. Autographed Tim Raines bobblehead. It's a dual bobblehead. Chicago White Sox and the Montreal Expos. It's from 2017 Hall of Fame. As you can see, Tim Raines is signed underneath his White Sox thing. Ooh. That was really cool. Got that in person versus a brand new Milwaukee Brewers talking Harry Doyle Major League bobblehead. Which one do you think sold for more, Chorizo?
Oh man, so this is tough. This is a good one to put out here because I can't tell if you're faking me out here because obviously the Tim Raines autographed Hall of Fame one should be the more valuable of the two, but because of the popularity of Major League and just Harry and Bob Uecker in the Miller Lite commercials and everything, like, I think someone paid more for the Harry Doyle. So I'm going to go with the Harry Doyle. I'm going to go with the Harry Doyle.
All right, Loaf, are you going to go with him? Are you going to play contrarian and take Tim Raines?
You know what? I'm looking at the two bobbleheads. The Harry Doyle, the Bob Uecker, it almost looks like they just had like a leftover like Leslie Nielsen and they just made it into Harry Doyle. Like it doesn't look particularly like Uecker. And then when I was looking at Tim Raines, I don't maybe it's an like the mustaches are in error. Because I don't remember a super thin mustache when he played in Montreal. Treasy, is he a real thin mustache guy? Look how thin that looks, man.
Beef, that's actually DeBarge. That's not Tim Raines. These are DeBarge bobbleheads that
this is an error. Okay, it's an error. Yeah, so considering it's an error, Hall of Fame, and signature, I'm going Tim Raines. And man, I can't get over how thin that mustache is. That's like, I mean, that mustache is thin like Angel Reese's mustache. I really love it. So go
all right. Autograph Tim. Man, that's really mean. That just sort of sunk in as I was getting ready to go and what you said. And you know what? I could look past it. Autograph Tim Raines bobblehead, $150. The new Milwaukee Brewers talking Harry Doyle Major League bobblehead, $125. Beef strikes first.
Yes, mustache.
Damn it,
power,
Harry,
baby.
You know what's funny? What's funny about that is the Brewers released a Major League, another talking Harry Doyle bobblehead just this past weekend, and somebody was like, you know what, the cheap one that they just gave away, not good enough for me. I got to go on to My Sox Summers eBay page and buy that, and so I sold it to some guy named.
Well, they want
in
the
Wisconsin.
Set.
Yeah, apparently
they're completionist.
It's brand new. I think I bought it for like $25 and I sold it for $125. So, but if you're the IRS, I paid $115 for it and only profited $10.
Attaboy.
Number 2, Beef Loaf, you're up first.
Beautiful.
We have a Chicago White Sox Mini Minoso Hall of Fame, the Cuban Comet bobblehead versus a Chris Sale signed and MLB authenticated New Era hat.
Wow, I like
Sale hat or Mini Minoso bobblehead.
Bro, I really like how the Mini Minoso bobblehead looks. It's kind of like it's not a typical bobblehead to me because it has the exploding comet and all that, and then there's also a little something kind of poking out behind. Well, I don't know what that is behind Mini, but there's like a little, almost like a little box.
The Hall of Fame. It's the Hall of Fame.
Oh, it's the Hall of Fame. Nice. Okay, that's pretty sweet. But I'm going to go with the Chris Sale hat. I just feel like Chris Sale is more in demand. It's authenticated. Signatures matter to things. Was it game worn?
No, just
an official hat, but not game worn.
Official hat, just signed. Yeah, never touched his head.
All right, I'm gonna go with the signed Chris Sale hat.
All right, Chorizo.
All right. Where's this bobblehead from?
Bobblehead is from White Sox Charities. It's a special release. They only did 1,500 of them.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go Mini Minoso. I think that this is like a White Sox, like, you're trying to complete your set. You want to have all of them. This gets bid up because there's only 1,500. I'm gonna go Mini.
Chorizo, you're so smart because there has not been a charity bobblehead from the White Sox that has done so well, and they've made so few as the Mini Minoso Comet bobblehead. The Mini Minoso Comet bobblehead sold for $100. The Chris Sale signed hat sold for $79.99. Not a bad pickup.
Okay.
But Chorizo, you won.
Back in it, baby. Back in it.
I mean, that's about what I thought the hat was going to sell for. I didn't think the bobble was going to be that high. So that's on me. That's on me.
I had it set for $125, lowered it to $100 and sold one immediately. So I put it right back up to $125. All right. Third. Chorizo, you are first. We have now listen, you have to listen to me here.
I'm listening.
A brand new Chicago Blackhawks 2013 and 2015 replica Stanley Cup championship rings.
Two rings.
So you got 2013 and 2015. Okay. Versus a 12 tape lot of the WWE, WWF tapes including the very rare Survivor Series from I don't even know when, but it's a rare tape.
Good
So
explanation.
One rare tape, which is the Survivor Series in the middle, and then there's 11 others versus 2 Chicago Blackhawks replica Stanley Cup championship rings. Chorizo.
See, I feel like there's a billion of these rings floating around, and maybe it's me. I don't get the replica ring thing. Like, I don't know what you really do with that. I know you could put it on display somewhere, but how many people have podcasts that can do that? And so people are nuts for wrestling. People are fucking absolutely nuts for wrestling. I'm saying the WWF videos because they're old, man. Like people love VHS and shit like
They
that.
do.
So I'm going
crazy.
I'm going WWF videos.
They also like showing off championships they didn't win. Beef Loaf, what do you think?
I mean, I want to lean towards where Chorizo's going right there because the VHS tapes are probably pretty rare. As far as like in circulation now, I'm sure there were a ton of them at the time they came out. No one has VHS players anymore. A lot of people trash the shit, whatever. But there's also a part of me that, like, I assume all that stuff is out there on YouTube and is, like, findable anywhere, that you want to get it. And whereas the replica rings, if someone's building, like, a basement man cave, the replica ring is, like, a nice piece for that, and trying to get them all makes sense. So I'm going to go the 2 replica rings just because I think there's more of a market for that. Whereas I think, who even has a VHS tape player to put this shit in? So as niche as that is, I just don't think the market's big enough. So I'm going to go with the rings.
Going with the rings. Okay. Chorizo, you're pretty spot on when you say that people love wrestling. And when I went to a garage sale on the south side of Chicago and saw like tons and tons of tapes and DVDs, I bought every single one of them because she gave me a really good deal. These are the ones that would not sell. These are the last 12. So initially, that's a good thought. Now, Loaf, I went to a thrift store, and as somebody pointed out, the box is a little ripped to shit. I bought 3 of these from each year, and some guy in Canada paid Canadian fucking shipping to get 2 of these for his father for Christmas. Or for his birthday. I have no idea why, but the replica rings, 2, $55. The 12 WWF WWE tapes, $49.99. Very close.
Close.
Very, very fucking close. But Loaf takes that one. Loaf, you took it.
I thought I was going to win that by more. Honestly, I thought.
You know what, MSS? You should have held out for more money for those wrestling tapes, you fucking pussy.
You know what? You should have bought them, Treasy. You should have spent $70 on those tapes. You'll never play them, but you should have bought them for them.
Here's what happens, and I didn't check them before they left, but they start growing mold on the insides of the tape on the inside. So I didn't even look. I just sent them, and I was like, "Listen, if this guy complains, I will totally refund his money, no questions asked. I've already made my money back, so I don't care. I can write it off as a loss, but I have not been contacted, probably because the person that bought them is gross." All right, next up. Loaf, you're number 1 here.
What is this?
It might be the glare. Is Beethoven holding a gun?
No, it is a baton. There's a word, but I can't think of it because there's too much wild turkey in my brain. All right, we have an authentic.
Yes.
Loaf, you're first on this one. Authentic vintage Minnesota Golden Gophers team issued baseball jersey, size XL, against a rare Ludwig van Beethoven, great composer bobblehead, missed by Mr. Bobble, brand new in the box. So, Minnesota game used jersey versus a Beethoven. It is a baton, and he's holding some notes there, and then is standing on a piano.
No, is that Sister Jean?
There are no glasses
it might
on
be.
the bobblehead. Although the glare does make it kind of look like there are glasses on the bobblehead.
All right, so you know what? I'm first, right?
Yes. Yeah, Loaf, you're first.
You know what, Treasy? He sprung his usual trap with the goddamn jersey. He went authentic and vintage back to back as bait. I I know that move right there. And even though the Beethoven, I can't. I mean, it's like the box is so weird. I wouldn't buy anything in a box that looked like that. I'll be honest with you. Even secondhand, third hand, even if there was a gold bar in there, I would not buy something that had that box. But someone probably did. Someone's like, oh shit, this is the final composer I need, man. I got Grace Johnson. I need this Beethoven. We'll get it in here. So I'm going Beethoven. Final answer.
See,
Okay.
Beef, I think you had it pretty much, but I think they're trying to complete the set. They got all the bobbleheads, and you mentioned Socrates because it is Socrates. They're collecting the Bill and Ted.
The Bill and Ted. Yeah, that's what I meant.
They got a Joan of Arc. They got a Socrates. They got a Bob
Johnson.
Genghis Khan. Like, so I'm kind of with you. And if it was a gun, I would go Beethoven. I think Beethoven packing is a totally separate situation from him just playing music.
That's true.
So
that is true. Different version.
I'm gonna go with if whoever the fuck's jersey this is from the Golden Gophers.
Well, you know, this is where MSS is going to screw me because he screwed me on the Minoso. He withheld information. Now, after you pick this, he's going to say, oh, good choice. It's Dave Winfield's authentic jersey or some shit like that from when he was in college. This is how MSS does me. He fucking withholds information, key information, and that's how you end up winning the spot. So I can't wait till you win this, Treasy. Good luck.
I mean, he routinely loses this badly, so I don't know if that's actually the case. But yeah, all right.
I'm going Gophers, baby.
You're going Gophers. All right, so we have you guys' decisions. Authentic vintage Minnesota Golden Gophers team issued baseball jersey, size XL, $165.
Oh, fuck.
A rare Ludwig van Beethoven, great composer bobblehead by Mr. Bobble, new in the box, $125.
That box fucked me.
He's missing the gun. It's incomplete.
Listen, when I went and I saw it, I think I paid. I mean, if the IRS is listening, I paid at least $20 less than what I sold them for. But the Minnesota jersey was so thick, and it was made in New Berlin, Wisconsin. I was like, this is fucking total legit. And I was like, this is a legit jersey. I have to buy this. The Beethoven bobblehead.
They had a Bitcoin tucked in the pocket.
Standing out there.
You motherfucker.
That's not how
cheating me on this game.
That's not how Bitcoin works. People, just so you know, they're not actual coins. I don't know if you know that. But the Beethoven bobblehead, though, I saw it and I had sold one before, and I think we talked about it. I sold one without the box for like $85. Apparently, that box, as fucked up as it is worth $40. So
holy shit,
hey,
man.
It is what it is.
We got a couple questions about this one, though.
Sure.
John Carney says, is Beethoven wearing a Loyola scarf?
Potentially.
Possibly. And then Singer Socks wants to know if the Beethoven bottle's autographed.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's always autographed. All right.
Wouldn't it be great to get an autograph by the guy who played Beethoven and Bill and Ted? I'd buy that.
That'd be legit.
The Minnie Minoso one was autographed too, only 5 years after he died. All right, number 5. It's Chirizi's first, right? Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
Chirizi's
that's right.
First.
Yep.
So we're at 5. We have a Chicago White Sox Ken the Hawk Harrelson Sox Fest bobblehead from 2018. And it's Hawks, boys. It was a talking bobblehead. You push it, and it says all Hawks' famous catchphrases.
Who cares?
Not that one. Up against a 2016 rare Chicago Cubs. Chris Bryant is actually 2017 because they won in 2016. Oh. But bobblehead of Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo final out from the 2016 World Series, given away at Wrigley Field. Boys, chorizo. Which one do you think sold for more?
Here's the deal here. I think this is where I feel like I'm different than MSS. So MSS puts this up thinking that we would vote on the Cubs one, and then he could come over the top and say how valuable the White Sox one is.
Yep.
And if it were me showing this to MSS, I would do this exact same thing in the opposite way. Like if the Cubs one was more valuable, I'd be like, he'll never pick it because he couldn't possibly admit that the Cubs thing's more valuable. So the fact that it's up here, they're up against each other. He didn't put this against any other sock stuff. The Hawk one is more expensive. The Hawk one.
Wow, man.
Hawk in the nice suit with the gold and the cowboy hat and glasses. All right, Beef Loaf, what do you think?
I liked Chirizi's machinations right there and how this could be the better value. And the Hawk one is just a better looking bobblehead. I mean, it just is a like that. I'm not a bobblehead guy, but that is something I would put on my bar because it looks cool and then just like the Hawk's cool in general. I mean, so
Right.
like it'd be fun to have.
That's pretty dope.
However, Cubs fans are fucking idiots and they love any of their merchandise and are willing to spend way more than anyone would be willing to spend on them. So Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo, who makes my guest Sandra Jizzo, I'm picking those bobbleheads right there because I think there's just the market for that, baby.
All right. So the Chicago White Sox, the Hawk Harrelson Sox Fest bobblehead from 2018, $125. The rare Chicago Cubs 2017 Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo final out bobblehead, $179.
Yeah.
Loaf goes back to take the lead.
Stupid money, Treasy. You were sound. But you
3-2.
forgot Cubs fans are fucking idiots, and that's how it helped me win there.
See, I thought MSS would be trying to prop up the White Sox bobblehead market, which he should be doing. But I guess
Funny story.
You fooled me, MSS. You fooled me. I gotta admit,
Pulled the switcheroo on you there, right there.
You got me. You got me.
The Hawk Harrelson, I sold 4 of them right after Sox Fest for $75 a piece, and now I'm starting to get paid for some of those, which is nice. The Rizzo, I should have sold
what year?
right away in 2018. I should have sold the Rizzo and the Bryant before they went on to ruin their careers at their next team because those were going for like $350 to $400, and I did not get that money. I think I was asking for far too much before that. Boys, we just took a trip to Kansas City, so I thought it would be fun to put 2 items that are Kansas City related from the 108 road trip, and one of them came from the 108 road trip to Cincinnati. We have a Kansas City Royals Mikael Garcia bobblehead given away on 7/20/24, brand new in its original package, up against a Bo Jackson Negro Leagues Baseball football KC Monarchs bobblehead that was never given away, but was produced by the good people at Hy-Vee and then I sold at the Negro League Museum. But which one do you think sold for more? Beef Loaf.
All right. So, I mean, like, obviously, Bo Jackson is an icon. This is a thing. He's multi-sport. He's doing multi-sport in the picture. It's a huge setup. Those Mikael Garcia bobbleheads, if I remember correctly from the trip, Treasy, my Sox Summer had sold a bunch of these, and everyone had just given them to him like they're extras. So he had a bunch of them. He sold a bunch of these before we left the stadium. Like he put them out there. Them motherfuckers were gone before he left the stadium. I have a feeling that the Royals fan base is the type of fan base where when the team even likes a player a little bit, they're way in on it. And these games, it's not as easy to get to. It's out kind of in the middle of nowhere, the stadium there. So I would think the secondary market's probably great. I'm going the Mikael Garcia bobblehead, even though it seems improbable, just because it seemed like the market was so good for these.
Chorizo?
I feel like I remember him saying he was selling those for like $40 a piece.
Yeah, I still think that's going to be a winner.
And I think that Bo Jackson one's too cool. It's got to be more than 40. Like if you didn't get 40 for that, I'm questioning your eBay skills.
Man, he's questioning your manhood right now.
He
I'm
is.
I'm going Bo Jackson.
All right, so Treasy's got Bo. Beef Loaf has Mikael. Michael?
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 I don't
I
know.
don't know. Not really sure. The Garcia bobblehead, $29.99.
Oh,
The
shit.
Bo Jackson KC Monarchs Negro Leagues Baseball Museum bobblehead, $35. You guys were very close to each other.
Damn.
But Chirizi has tied the game at 3 apiece.
I can't believe that was only $35.
I remembered the $40, Treasy, and I thought,
did
no
too.
way the Bo clears the $40. Like I remember that
I mean,
too.
you were right. Like if we were going, if he told us I sold this for $35, did I get more for the Garcia?
I would have said yes.
Said yes.
I would have said yes.
remember $40 too. Maybe we were saying $40 shipped, and I was.
Or maybe that was the original bid, and maybe this one in particular was a later one, and it didn't get out there for that. But regardless, I screwed that up.
Tie game.
It is tie.
All right, Chirizi. Next up, you guys remember CDs?
I have a whole shitload right back here.
Yeah. So this is the fun thing about when people realize what you do for fun, for a living, for like extra cash, they give you their stuff they don't want anymore. And friend of the program, Ben, who also drives my daughter to school in the mornings, gave me all his CDs. And I put them on eBay, the ones that were actually worth more than $3. So we know that both these CDs sold for more than $3, but here they are. Chorizo, I got the complete Wayne's World soundtrack collection. I got 1 and 2 CD set in very, very good condition. Up against Time Life Magazine's The Ultimate Rock Collections, volumes 1 through 6. And those were years 1964 through 1996. So there's probably some Marcy's Playground on there. It is a 6 CD set. Which sold for more? The Wayne's World, that are in very good condition, or the Ultimate Rock Collection from CD Time Life? CDs, 6 CD set.
Yeah, this is a tough one because I feel like sometimes these like the sets that go with a magazine or something were a little more difficult to get, and so people might want the whole set. The Wayne's World ones, I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people had that soundtrack. Like, I feel like it was a pretty popular soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I don't remember there being like any, like, that's not one where I remember like there being a song that you couldn't get on anything else. Like, I remember the Coneheads one had that like Chili Peppers track that wasn't on anything else, so everybody kind of bought that. I'm gonna go with the time one. I'm gonna go with the 6 CD set.
Nice. Okay. Loaf, you gonna go with him, or are you gonna go out and pick Wayne's World?
I think his logic is sound there with regards to the music, but with regards to collecting digital art, like Wayne's World, the soundtracks there are part of a bigger collection that someone who's big into like SNL and all those movies that they did, they might want to collect that stuff. The other thing is just like random songs from artists that you may be collecting their songs otherwise, or not, or you don't give a fuck about their music. Kind of like it's one of those weird things. It's like I feel like that 6 CD set is like the type of shit you get for a penny from Columbia House, right? Whereas Wayne's World is something like, oh, this was a time and place. These were these movies that I was into, or I really liked the SNL, or I really liked Mike Myers or Dana Carvey or whatever. So I'm going Wayne's World CDs.
Yeah, you had to go to Suncoast Video to get those Wayne's World CDs. You couldn't order them on a 1-800 number with your parents' credit card. All right. Wayne's World soundtracks 1 and 2, the set, good condition, $9.99. The Ultimate Rock Collection, volumes 1 through 6, from the Time Life magazine, $19.99. Chorizo takes the lead. We are 4-3.
Big money, baby. Big money.
4-3. First of all, the Wayne's World one sold immediately, so they might have been underpriced, but there could have been more on the bone
whatever they sold for. That's it. You know?
I was still pretty shocked that they fucking sold, because I'm like, who the fuck is buying CDs these days? I don't know, but some people are, so it's great. The CD people don't worry me as much as the tape people. Who is buying a cassette tape? Those are the people I don't understand anymore. I don't know what's going on.
MSS, you know what's crazy? I probably two or so years ago, Myers. I went through a bunch of my CD.
Jackie Treehorn says, did Beef just say Fred Myers and Dana Carvey? No, I said Michael Myers. What do you mean? Who the hell is Fred Myers?
It's Mike Myers, too. It's not Michael Myers. Michael Myers is...
MSS, I went
They're
through
the same to
CDs.
me, MSS.
I sold a few CDs. You know what went for like way more than I thought was I sold you remember you go to those the disco round or things like that, and they always had that shelf of like the imports. They were just like fucking bootlegs. They're like bootleg,
like concert bootlegs and shit.
Yes,
I had like a 9 Inch Nails one, and I was like, I'm gonna throw this up there. I'm gonna put it on a bid and just see what happened. It went for like $30.
Yeah,
it was like
that's pretty good.
Like, this is a CD-ROM basically. This is fucking bullshit.
Might have had some covers of some tracks. Sometimes those had covers that the band would never release, so you can kind of get a rare version of something.
It had a lot of live tracks. You know, it's a live concert that you get there, and it was on the thing. It said recorded from the sound booth. Like, so it was really good recording for a bootleg ass recording.
Yeah, right.
In the 90s. You know,
exactly.
All right, we're going on to number 8. And I think who's first on this one?
I'm up.
Beef's loaf.
Evens are me and odds are
that's a good way to do it.
Beef's loaf is up. Yeah, I like that.
Beef's loaf is up.
Hello.
All right, we have the Chicago Fire Adidas training shorts, a size large. They're men's, and they were brand new. Up against an autographed Buddy Guy Skin Deep CD, basically brand new without the seal. Beef loaf, what you got, buddy?
Oh man, as someone who is not into soccer but loves Buddy Guy, and Treasy and I have seen Buddy Guy a couple times. We never made it to Legends to see him, and now apparently he's retired. Treasy, he's not going to be playing anymore, but we've seen him a couple times live. Just terrific showman, great voice, just a great guitar player, great singer. And yeah, I have to think that there are a lot of people out there, blues enthusiasts, that would want an autographed Buddy Guy. So I'm going to go with the Buddy Guy.
All right.
See, when I saw it, I thought it was an album. And I think if it was an album, man, I would 100% go with that. But instead, because it's a CD, I'm going to go with the stupid shorts. I'm going to go with stupid shorts over Buddy Guy CD.
If those shorts are like under $15, like MSS, don't sell those to me next time. I'll buy those shorts off.
You don't wear a size large.
Well, I thought it was only a large. Okay. I need more room for my stuff.
For your non-existent ass. Yes, I understand. All right. So Los got the CD. Chorizi's got the shorts. Chicago Fire Adidas training shorts, men's size large, $34.99. An autographed Buddy Guy Skin Deep CD, $49.99. Yes. I was really shocked that Buddy Guy did not go for more money than that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought it would have been more.
I am happy I lost that one. I am happy I lost.
I got faith that people are paying tribute to Buddy Guy. Exactly.
This is
a legend.
Beef. Did I tell you? This? And no one's gonna care about this, but I'm gonna tell you because I'm thinking about it right now. But my boss was telling a story, and he's talking about going to see Susan Tedeschi.
Oh God!
At the Aragon, and I was at that fucking show. I was like, she was opening for Buddy Guy. Johnny Lang had laryngitis. He's like, yes. I was
we
there.
Were there.
The same show. This is 20 years before I knew this guy.
Treasy, I remember walking up the stairs of the Aragon, and Susan Tedeschi's set had just started, and her voice exploded almost down the stairs, and we were like, "Holy shit, what's going on up there?" Like we were like, "Wow, that's a great set!" Like
we thought we were early. We were fucking late.
We were late, exactly.
Did you guys almost get carjacked for that show, or was that?
No, that's a different one. That was a Soundgarden show. But I was like, Buddy Guy, he gets interviewed, and he's like, he came to Chicago to play music. He was like, I was just looking to make a nickel, and I found myself a quarter. And I always like that saying, just like, you got a little luckier than you thought you were going to get. Things went a little better for you. I was like,
that's good. That's good. And it's really depressing that he's not doing the Legends anymore.
I think he's just gotten so. I mean, he's in his 80s. I think he just does.
We've seen him a bunch.
I never saw him.
The
old man wanted
Legends,
to go see him.
but
we can still go to Legends, get drunk and watch some shows.
Watch a video of him do it. Probably just
watch some other people.
Watch some younger ones do it.
Boys, sometimes your boy, and actually, Loaf. One of these next items, we're on number 9. It's a tie game. It's 4-4. Treasy, you're first because it's an odd number. Now I've learned. Sometimes I buy things at garage sales and in the park sales, and sometimes people see me at the park while I'm buying these items and then make fun of me later. Loaf did that. And then it's going up against an item that I bought at one of these stores where they have the de-escalating prices, where it starts at $8 on a Friday, and by the next Thursday it's $1.
I love this store.
I bought both these items for under $1. It's a battle of the low prices. First up, we have a brand new. It's even got the fucking the wrapping on it still. A Jägermeister Urban Legend, drink responsibly, tin metal wall sign. It's 17 inches by 12 inches, up against a miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir birthday party decoration kit that I found at this closeout store. So this is so you guys, this Treasy, you've never probably put together a kid's birthday party. These are all the decorations for the kid, right? And this is a show from France that the kids seem to enjoy.
I don't have kids, but I'm fucking from this planet. I
know okay, all right. Fucking
I'm
expert
sorry.
over there in cartoons. You're just trying to help him out, MSS. No, fuck Treasy. Leave him on his own. He knows better than everybody. Let him go.
He
All right?
knew what all this is.
He knows what this cartoon is. All right, don't leave him alone.
Beef. It's not that. It's you don't have kids, so you don't know that they put up party decorations.
Know that there are kids. You were never a kid before, also.
And I've never seen decorations.
Did you have decorations at your kids' parties?
For my
didn't.
wife's birthday, I put up a sign that just says "It is your birthday," like fucking Dwight.
No, we didn't really have birthday parties.
Yeah, I didn't get decorations. None of that shit.
We got a cake.
Right.
I mean, cake was good.
The party pack includes some balloons, some things that go in the cupcakes, some drop down things, the gift bags, because you got to give the kids shit when they walk in. And things.
Yes, you do.
And a tablecloth. Trezo, which one do you think sold for more, Jägermeister sign or the Ladybug and Cat Noir birthday party pack?
See, I feel like kids' party stuff is gonna be generally more expensive, right? But I don't feel like this is that popular of a thing that
Right.
it would be out there. But when I worked at the record label, we were sponsored by Jaeger, and it fucking blew my mind, what people would do to get the free Jaeger stuff that we would give away. It was crazy. So I'm gonna go with the Jaeger sign. I think the Jaeger sign probably, I'm gonna guess
all right,
$29 on that or something.
$29. All right, Beef Loaf.
If that
Beef
Jaeger,
loaf.
beef loaf. MSS. If that Jaeger sign went for $29, I've lost. But I'm gonna go with the kids' decorations, mainly because I feel like the kids' decoration stuff, the marketplace and retail is high for that stuff, and people who are kind of doing let's say you got a bunch of kids, you'd probably be looking for a deal on eBay to pick this stuff up. And so while you picked it up for nothing, you're going to make a nice little margin on this, even though you're not going to, it's not going to be a ton of overall money. I would think it's going to outprice the sign there, just because it's for kids, man. You got to do what you got to do for your kids.
Yeah. All right. The new Jägermeister sign, $14.99. The miraculous Ladybug and Cat Noir birthday party decorations kit, $24.99.
Yes.
Loaf, you're taking that one.
Now MSS
Puts you in the lead 5-4.
I gotta ask a question on the birthday one.
Yeah.
Did the person say anything like, "I need this by tomorrow"?
No.
Did they, okay. I was wondering how last minute they went on their kid's birthday.
I'll just tell you. When I went to look for when the girls were into this, and I went to look for it because it's a show that's on Netflix. I went to look for it. I could not find anything for it, and then miraculously, which is funny because it's miraculous. 4 years later, you can find these for $1 a piece with all of the shit you need. And I'm like, I buy them because I'm like, well, the girls might like this or stuff. And the girls were like, no, we don't want to do that bullshit. Fuck that. That's lame. Whatever. So I'm like,
it was too late by that.
I have 4 of these packs, right? And I'm like, oh, I'll just put them on eBay and see what happens. And I sold the first one, and I'm like, somebody's going to come back to me like, you motherfucker, this is the cheapest shit I've ever gotten, blah, blah, blah. The guy sent me a message and was like, dude, this was so awesome. Thank you so much. I can't believe this was only $24.99. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Yes.
I paid $1 for this thing. This is insanity.
That's beautiful.
I'm like, was so happy when I got that. But yeah,
okay, so that's what I was envisioning too with all that shit.
Exactly right.
That's totally what I was saying.
It's so hard to find some of this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
especially in niche with
odd.
the different shows and everything. Comment from our guy CJ, and he is plugged in with music. He said, Buddy's just retiring from the road, by the way. He will most likely continue doing shows at Legends. He even surprises people occasionally by jumping on stage out of nowhere. I bet, because he's a total showman. If you go see him, part of it, like, the music is obviously great, his singing, guitar playing, but it's the showmanship also. It's like that layer of the thing that has kind of gone, in my opinion, in music. A lot of, especially rock music, it's gone away. The era of the front man, the era of the showmanship is kind of gone. I hope it comes back.
Right. No, it's true. I agree. Next up, we have Beefloaf leading 5-4. It is number 10. Okay. It's not chorizo, it's Beefloaf first.
I'm first, so I can clinch
because
here.
it's an even. All right. So yes, and we only have one more after this. If you win this, Chorizo, you need to win this. If you do not win this, the game is over. But we will still do the 11th one just because it's fun. We have a Chicago White Sox 1910 to 1990 Comiskey Park final year logo baseball, which was an SGA stadium giveaway. Probably an all fan giveaway because they knew there would be everybody there. Going up against cards. 1994 Chicago White Sox team card set. They used to give these away at the Comiskey Parks. They were sponsored by Kodak. Was bought by a former White Sox stat guy. I will not say who it is because I don't want to expose him, but his initials are CK. So it was very fun. Very fun. He no longer works with the Sox.
Nope.
He works on the north side. But yeah, I will not give away his identity. CK, don't worry, your secret is safe with me. He bought these cards from me right off the eBay. Loaf, you want a ball or you want a set of cards, baby?
This is tough, and I love the teaser MSS because that was funny. You did show that to us when it actually went down. I mean, my heart is telling me that it's the ball, and the reason it's the ball because people are very sentimental about that ballpark. There are a lot of memories from that park. And there's a lot of people who, like, if you ask them today, the White Sox should get a new stadium, why not just make a replica of that old park? Please. Because the way it all set up and the sight lines and everything were beautiful, and the home run background, the second deck and roof and kind of cool things that it had worked great. And so I'm going to go with the ball because I feel like there's a lot of White Sox fans who would like to possess that.
All right. So Loaf is doing the ball. What you got, Chorizy?
I was really feeling the ball, to be honest. But two things.
You can both feel the ball.
One, that would leave us open to a tie.
That's true.
End, which we're not fucking having.
That's not fun.
We're not fucking having it. And two, the more I look at it, that's a janky ass looking ball. And you know what?
It is janky. You're right, Treasy. I noticed that too. You know
that it looks fucked up. It looks like it's all cardboard inside. You know what? Fuck that ball.
Not a good ball. No.
I hate that ball now. I'm going the cards. I'm going with the cards.
All right. I like a man that definitely knows what to do. All right. Chicago White Sox 1910-1990 Comiskey Park final year logo baseball, $24.99. The 1994 Chicago White Sox team card set sealed, $19.99.
Yes.
Loaf
we did it.
has won again.
No, I haven't won in like the last 3 times.
Yeah,
Treasy's been whooping my ass.
Oh, really?
This is my first win in a while. He's been crushing me.
Before we get to this last one, we got to drink. We got
let's do it.
Jerry O'Sullivan.
Cheers.
He says, "Sorry, I'm late to the chat tonight. I was speaking to DNC on behalf of everyone who was wronged by bots in the 108 tournament."
Jerry,
cheers,
yes.
boys.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Jerry.
That won't happen next year. That won't happen next year.
No.
All right, this is a bonus one. Yeah. This is a bonus one.
It's worth 5 points, Beef. It's worth 5 points.
The fuck it is.
Both these items were purchased at the $8 to $1 store.
Oh,
They
hell
are
yeah.
grow lights. Apparently, a grow place went out of business. Which do you think is sold for more? The Gavita Pro Plus 750 watt horticultural lamp, or the Agro
That was a struggle.
LED green LED nightlight for a cannabis plant?
So,
Chorizo?
so
Which
I'm looking
one?
at this, and it feels like it's so obvious because it should be the bigger one. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like the Agro LED or Agro LED or whatever the fuck it's called
Yeah.
is like specifically for some motherfucker who like still lives with his parents and is trying to hide that he's growing weed in his closet, and it's like this tiny little light. And so I think that it's such a niche.
No,
market.
man, that's my black light. Don't worry about it.
That's oregano.
That's sage. It's sage.
Exactly.
The bear.
I got a 4-H competition I'm trying to win. Leave me alone.
The bear has totally inspired me. I'm growing my own herbs and spices. Leave me alone.
The only thing we're wrong about is that he's saying it very slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going with the little green one.
Okay, you're going with the nightlight. Their weed plant nightlight, which because they get scared of the dark. What do you think, Loaf?
All right, the comments are totally on point. Baloney's like, didn't we do this green one before? How many lamps you sell?
I sold
Man?
5
Yes,
of those.
I feel
sold
like
5
this
of
has
those.
been, these two have been here together before. I think they're always the closer. And here's what MSS does, Baloney. He realizes Treasy and I have gotten drunk by this point of the show, and he's like, they'll never fucking notice the 11th one. Who cares? We'll just put the same shit back in there, and they won't get it right again. So I agree with you. That might be the case. And then Singer Sack says a weed plant needs a nightlight soft.
So you're going to
That is
agree
very
with
soft.
the nightlight, Loaf?
No, you know what? I don't agree with it. That one feels like low rent that anyone in college could afford that shit. Like Treasy was mentioning, oh, this is like the one for the person that's trying to hide that they're growing weed. The other one, the Gavita Pro, looks like some high level shit right there. So like that's the shit I think that was going to cost more. You got like some crazy deal on it, and someone out there who really grows the shit like in a little more mass, they're like, wait a minute, this is out there for $12. I'm gonna buy this shit. So I think it's that one.
All right, so both bulbs were purchased at $1 store, and if you don't watch us on YouTube, you might want to, because you could see that the box to one of these bulbs is water stained. So I have no idea what happened, but it was like when I see something for $1 and I look up the price and it is fucking sells for pretty good money, I'm like, I'm gonna buy it anyway. The Gavita Pro Plus 750 watt bulb sold for $65 fucking dollars. The Agro LED nightlight for the cannabis plant sold for $14.99. Loaf, you really just shoved it right in your brother's fucking fat face.
I can't believe either of them sold for at least $14. That's what I can't believe.
Listen, people will tell you, oh, it's getting harder out there. It's getting harder out there to go out and buy stuff.
People got money for weed, and they got money to gamble too. I know.
Not just that, Loaf, but as a reseller, people are like, oh, everyone's doing it. Ain't no one going to this place over here and buying the grow lights because they don't know what the fuck it is. They're like, oh, maybe I can make some money on this plastic bag. No, you can't. But you can make some money on the weed fucking lights. You know that? I mean, listen, you got to adjust your game. You got to, what is it called? It's adapt or die. Adapt or die is what the kids like to say. So if you don't figure it out, you're like, listen, everyone knows a starter jersey is going to go for a bunch of money, but not everybody knows that if you get the game-used Minnesota Golden Gophers jersey, it's going to sell for a lot more than one of them champions jerseys. So adapt or die, people. And that's this or that. And you know what? It's time for me to pay some more fucking bills.
I love it.
Yes.
With the back-to-school season upon us, it's important to ensure your vehicle is ready to handle the increased demands of daily commuting to and from school. That's why our service team at Orland Park Mazda is here to help. Here are 5 crucial services your car needs to be prepared for the back-to-school season. Number 1, rotate your tires. Start the school year right by getting your tires rotated. Properly rotated tires provide enhanced safety and performance for daily commutes to and from school. Number 2, get a fresh oil change. Regular oil changes not only promote engine longevity, that's a really bad one. Woo, well, that was bad. But also contribute to enhanced fuel efficiency. A lot better. very much better, say inefficiency. 3, replace air filters. These play a crucial role in maintaining clear air intake for your engine and cabin. 4, replace wiper blades. Clear visibility is essential when navigating through school zones, crowded drop-off areas, and busy traffic. You don't want to hit a kid because you have shitty wiper blades. It would just not look good at all. It's
That's a rough
not an
day.
excuse, regardless of what you think, Wally. It's not an excuse. Number 5, check your belts and hoses. Regular inspection and maintenance of belts and hoses can prevent potential failures that might leave you stranded and disrupt your busy schedule. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom. Boom.
Oh, you put up the wrong one. You were supposed to put up this White Sox talk one.
Wow, that's too sexy. You don't want to.
Man, look at those nips.
Well, God damn it.
We're going to talk a little White Sox, but we're maybe not going to be too serious about White Sox for a little while here. So
It won't be too long.
Beef, you got some questions for us.
Yes, sir.
We're going to listen to these questions. We're going to give you our honest to God answers to these questions. Beef, go ahead.
You got it. So this is going to be 5 questions. 5 questions, Treasy, counting motherfucker. This way, when I say this is the 5th and final question, you will know that we're done, you son of a bitch. I'm going to direct them at one of you, but I want answers from both of you because I think these are wide open questions that both of you should be interested in on. And question number 1 is about our guy Gabagool, Fletch. Are the White Sox about to open the books and get Dominic Fletcher made? My Sox Summer, you're first.
Man, I mean, I know he's as of late, he's been doing really well. Like you've told me that several times, especially when I've been doing my Python thing out there in the outfield. So I think that he's a low cost guy. Yeah, he's definitely they're definitely gonna pick him up. When you released that tweet today that said right field pretty okay, I had to think 3 times. I was like, who the fuck is he even talking about? Who's he talking about? I was like, man, he's really hard on Corey Julks. And then I was like, no, it's my guy.
I said very good in right field.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Oh, very good.
Oh. So yes, no, they're definitely going to pop on him. He's not going to be expensive, and he seems to be getting really good production, and so he'll be traded right before the trade deadline next year.
Speaking of that tweet, though, I had like 5 or 6 people come at me. Beef, this was the plan last year, man. Why? I'm talking about one element of the goddamn team, not saying, oh, only go for defense like these fucking knuckleheads tried to do last year. I'm saying we need to improve this defense. We got 2 guys who are good defenders, Luis and Dominic. We need a couple more guys who do that.
Yes.
Fucking knuckleheads. Treasy,
Goddamn
do you think
knuckleheads.
the White Sox are about to make Dominic Fletcher?
No. I think that the defense is obviously very good. And they knew that. They knew that trading for him. They're giving him all the runway to show that he could hit at all. Right? I think if he can be even just productive against right-handers, that he's got a spot on the team moving forward, at least until next year. But I don't think that it's a foregone conclusion that he's their guy. I think they're just going, he's the best guy out of these guys
Right now.
so let's find out. We've got this time. We've got this time to use. And now that Pedro's the fuck out of here, we're not giving any more of it to Gavin Sheets. And I will say, Beef, to this question though,
Yeah.
Corey Julks is really on the outside looking in.
Yep. I would
Like
agree.
if you were, I mean, like if it were me and you observing this team, we'd be giving Corey Julks probably more at bats than he's getting.
We would. Yep.
They're definitely more sold on Dominic Fletcher than Corey Julks. But I don't think that they've said like, this is our guy. They're saying this is the best option we have for something for next year. And we're going to give it as much runway as possible. We're going to let it happen. And if he does it, great. If he doesn't, right fielders that can hit a little bit are not that expensive.
True.
So like go out and get one. And so yeah, I like what they're doing. I like Dominic Fletcher. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that he is the right fielder.
All right, I respect that. Just talking about the defense, you guys mentioned it. The eye test will tell you the defense has been great. Here's a little clip here. This is defensive run saved. This is from the Fielding Bible, but I pulled it from Fangraphs. You can see Dominic Fletcher is third out of right fielders. But if you look at and he has 8 defensive runs saved, that's almost kind of effectively a full game worth of a win right there. Usually about 10 runs is about a full game. But if you look at the innings,
that's insane with the innings.
Look at the innings. He only has 123 innings, whereas the other leaders have over 500, over 700. So you're realizing like the video game nature. Now, believe or not believe that, but the eye test would also tell you the guy has been outrageous on defense in a very small sample size, and so it's really something kind of to build off of there.
So I think what's interesting on that, which is like, so like we obviously could see the range and we get that part, like, and he's really good out there, but I think what's lost in there because of how few innings he has is how little is attributed to the arm, and because there's not that many opportunities for him to show that so far. The arm is strangely accurate, like it's overly accurate for the power that he has. So like for how well he's a tiny dude, right? But the way he throws
well and on target. He has a big arm and on target.
The target piece is the wild piece, because we've seen plenty of guys who've got a ton of arm and they might just throw it into the dugout. You know, like it's like, oh, he's throwing from the wall, and it's like, holy shit, that went in the stands somehow. Like the combination of the two is very impressive from what we've seen so far. Now, is it like we've seen such a small sample size of throws and he just happened to like nail those? I hope not. I hope it's like really that accurate. But if it is, that's a special kind of arm in right field.
Loaf, are we sure that he's only played 123 innings? Because 123 just seems like somebody made that up. They're just like 1, 2, 3.0
in right field. In right field,
okay,
because he played a bunch of center. If you remember,
he
like, so he got hurt, but he also played a bunch of center because Luis was hurt. Yeah, so it's kind of different. They judge the positions differently, and they should, because center field's much harder, and right field he's very much accustomed to, as Treasy mentioned, good throwing arm and everything. So,
and that's
what a fucking paisan.
That's one thing, Beef. If like, and not to dwell on this topic for too long, but if they get rid of Luis in the offseason, Dominic Fletcher is not your center fielder.
They need a center fielder if they did that. Yeah, correct.
He was serviceable. He did.
Yeah, he's fine, but
honorable
he's
job
not
out
great.
there.
Right.
I don't want
a day off guy.
Dominic Fletcher. We talked a lot about the defense. Here is his hitting since August 1st. Just real quickly here. It's not a lot of plate appearances. It excludes Wednesday's game. I apologize. I pulled this out before then. It's 38 plate appearances for a 106 WRC plus. That's above league average. He is playing against left-handed pitching materially, but that is only a 10.5% K rate. So there's a lot of contact being made there. I think the adjustments that Dominic Fletcher, when he was striking out a lot early in the season, have taken so far in a small sample size.
The ISO though, Beef, he's got to hit. Like, I'm not looking for him to hit home runs, but he's got to gap it. He's got to hit doubles.
There's got to be more power.
He can't be a singles guy in right field.
Question number 2, and I'll start with Treasy here. Davis Martin has kind of been nice since he returned to the starting rotation. It was on August 2nd. He came back from Tommy John surgery. We saw him a lot in 2022 before he got hurt at the very end of the season. Is he the 2025 opening day starter for the White Sox, Treasy?
I'm bullish. I'm bullish on Davis Martin, and Davis Martin feels like a Brian Bannister guy. But I that's a leap to put him in that spot. I think Drew Thorpe has every, and let's be honest here, Garrett Crochet's getting traded, right?
That's the main thing. The assumption is that Garrett Crochet won't be here. So then who's the guy? And to me, Davis Martin looks like the guy. That's why I want to ask you guys. Do you think he's starting opening day?
I think Drew Thorpe's going to have every opportunity to be the opening day starter instead of Davis Martin, just to be totally honest. I hope he doesn't give that up to Davis Martin, I guess, is the best way I could say it. But I want to reiterate, I am bullish on Davis Martin. I've liked him kind of all along, and it's one of those things where it's like, it seems like Brian Bannister can mold him into whatever he wants, and that's kind of exciting to me. Like, in terms of like, we're going in with a roster of misfit toys for sure next year, and to have a guy who's like, oh, you want me to do this with my changeup? Sure, I'll just throw this now. I don't know. I'm excited about that, but I don't want him to be the opening day starter, I guess is the way I'm going to put it.
MSS to see the opening day starter in 2025.
So I just went and looked at who's leading the league in the KBO right now for the their average pitching, because I was like, this is probably who's going to be our starter, and nothing's really jumping out. So I can't say that. But guess who's leading the league in home runs over there? Friend of the 108 at one time, the Royals killer, Matt Davidson, is actually has 36 home runs and is leading the KBO in home runs. So get ready for him to be signed this offseason. So we'll probably get him back. Listen, I had a discussion tonight with an old guy from Southside Sox, Joliet Jake, who happens to work for CPS, who just happens to know my wife, and then he happens to say, "Oh, you're a White Sox Twitter guy?" And then I have to have the whole discussion. He talks about how great Jim Margulis is and how great he writes and how great Josh Nelson is, and I'm like, yeah. Well, we do that too, but it's a little bit funnier. So he like
a lot funnier.
We were not so dry. Our meat is juicy. But no, we were discussing this, and he goes,
right.
"Dude,
Davidson's a two-way guy. Can start opening day."
That's a good joke, Jackie. Thank you for bringing that up. I should have worked that in. Fucking Wild Turkey got me. But I will say this: when we were discussing pitching, he goes, "Dude, we don't even have any good pitching," and I was like, "I go, Davis Martin hasn't looked too bad." So, is it potential? Yes. But here's what I think is probably going to happen is that the White Sox are going to get really bullish on Garrett Crochet in the offseason. So he's potentially still going to be our opening day starter next year. So, I don't necessarily think he gets traded right away. He might go in like how Cease kind of came in. They're going to push that, dude. They're pushing a lot of chips on this guy. They're thinking they can get a really crazy return. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it worked with Cease. So maybe it'll happen again. Maybe he gets dealt right before the thing and we have another surprise guy that comes out like Crochet did this year. But yeah, no, if Davis Martin could definitely happen. I don't think for certain it's going to be there, but I think Crochet is probably going to be our starter next year.
Okay, fair enough. I love the responses, fellas. Question number 3, and I want to talk a little steak dinner bet. I got a steak dinner bet with Josh Nelson. The line is 818.5 runs allowed by the White Sox. Nelson has the over. I have the under. Right now at 128 games, we're sitting at 657 runs allowed by the White Sox. That's a pace for 832. So we're a little bit over, a little bit towards Nelson's side. So with 34 games left, I need the White Sox to hold the opponents to 161 runs or less. That's 4.73 runs per game. They're really at about 5.13 right now, 5.14. Yeah. So that's about 0.4 runs a game better than their full season for the last 31 games. I think I'm still drawing live here. Treasy, do I win this steak dinner bet?
It's gonna be close, man. So I think it's gonna be way closer than most people have thought along the way. It's gonna come down to it. And what's crazy about it is with the first question that we had is gonna contribute greatly to this.
Yeah.
So I think that after the trade deadline, the Sox defense, and with Luis coming back, and then after the trade deadline, the Sox defense is wildly improved. It's wildly improved. And we're only talking about defense here, right? We're only talking about runs allowed. So it doesn't matter how bad the Sox suck at hitting, which they've sucked at all year. They will continue to suck at because they're wasting their power position at bats on bullshit guys. That doesn't matter. It only matters can they get people out and can they get out of these games. Your biggest problem is the bullpen. The bullpen is the biggest clusterfuck on planet Earth.
And Jackie Treehorn says Nelson paid off Brebbia. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt because Brebbia has been a thorn in my non-ass for the last month here with this bet.
Straight trash.
Beef, here's what you need. And we talked about this before, but one is rainouts. But then the other thing,
at least 2.
The other thing that you
Not
need
making those up.
that I hadn't thought of
Exactly right.
that I hadn't thought of until just the other day is you need, as teams are getting down to the wire, them to start bringing guys up from the minors
Yep.
and shedding bullpen arms that will be available for the White Sox to pick up that are better than their terrible bullpen arms. Not good, but less terrible. And less terrible is how you get there, Beef. That is
Be less terrible. That actually, we could sell that to Brooks Boyer. Next year's motto for the White Sox:
Yep.
be less,
Less
terrible. That's
less terrible at the ballpark instead of better at the ballpark.
my Sox summer. What do you think? Am I
Not
going to
as
win the
bad.
steak? Go ahead.
Not as bad as you thought at the ballpark.
Am I going to win the steak dinner bet
So-
against Josh Nelson?
Here's two things working against you. Okay, we're looking at the final opponents. We have the Tigers twice. We have the Rangers. We have the Mets. Shit. Hold on. And then we have the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Angels, the Padres. Now I went and looked at like who scores a lot of runs, and in the top 10 you have the Baltimore Orioles, you have the Boston Red Sox, you have the San Diego Padres, and you have the New York Mets. I'm going to quote somebody that's out there. You're fucked. You're fucked. You're just fucked. These
Bad on the schedule.
These teams are just going to destroy the White Sox. I understand that the defense have gotten better, but the bullpen has not. So it's just going to be it's going to be bad. And I think it's closer than what it would look like about 3 weeks ago, because when we talked about it before, it looked really bad because that was just pumping. And then you using your big brain, your big brain, no big butt, big brain, coming up with that line though at 818 was right 818?
818 and a half, yeah.
Perfect. Like it still blows my mind.
Right there, baby. It's right there.
Be very close.
It's going to be right on that number.
So fucking smart. I just God damn it, Loaf. I'm so proud of you. I'm going to give you a big hug when I see
Still
you.
probably will lose.
But yeah, you're still going to lose this bet, and it's going to cost you some money. You can't use 108 money for this because this was your dumbass
this is my
bet.
personal thing.
Yeah. So,
even though we get
just
a lot
wanna
of
make sure you
content
know
out of
that.
it, and obviously it builds my persona. It's good for us. Even no, I know. I know how that works.
Sure.
Yeah. So the giveaway money you get to keep it. Okay. Next question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And this is off my recent Aju episode. I had John Greenberg on, which actually, if you haven't watched it, go check that episode out because we talk about local media. There's some good stuff in there. And John was wide open, baby. John was just like saying some shit. And he even told me afterwards, he's like, Beef, had a great time. I would love to do it again. He goes, please don't clip anything that will get me fired. That's how you know you had a good show with a guest on there.
You know what I really liked? I really liked when he was talking about CHGO. Because he, we don't think about it now this way because it's so ingrained in sports media. But The Athletic was a wild idea when it came out.
At the time.
Hell yeah, it was.
Right?
Yep.
And it ends up getting bought by the New York Times, but there also have been they've had to make cuts and things like that.
Yep. They've
So
had
when he
rounds
was
of
talking
funding
about,
and all this
when he
same
was talking
shit.
about CHGO and Barstool, this is coming from somebody who's been through it. It's not like an outside guy looking in. It's not like a normie media guy looking in, or like someone like us looking up at places like that.
Right.
Right.
And saying oh, the venture capitalist money. Imagine and so it's a guy who went through that whole process. So it was really interesting hearing him talk about those places. Right. I thought that was very cool. You're rarely going to get that kind of insight. And he was super just open about everything, which is also a thing that you're rarely going to get.
You don't get that a lot.
I know. I was shocked, but I'm appreciative. So on the Aju, I asked him if he thought John Schriffin's rocky relationship with the media was reconcilable, and if so, how could he repair it? And Giant's response was no. That ship has sailed. But his advice to him would just be to improve as much as he can at the job, get better on the call. This way, any observer has to say, "Oh, that's a great call." Do you agree with John Greenberg's advice for John Schriffen, my Sox summer?
I don't think that he needs to make amends with anybody. My stance is
That's not what he said, though. He didn't
No,
say
I
he
know.
needs to make amends.
no, I know. I know. He's saying that the ship sailed, that it's not going to happen. I don't think he needed to do it in the first place. But
that's fair to say. Yep.
Right. So that's all I wanted to say. But like, I also think that he is correct that he does need to continue to improve, which he will, because as you go, he's a professional. He's done other jobs that are hard. He knows how to tell a story. He just needs to learn more and be involved in more things to actually have that call. Calling a baseball game is not as simple as a lot of people on Reddit seem to think it is. Like, everyone's like, oh, this is just, boy, he's so fucking horrible. You do it. You know, we get morning texts sometimes 2 or 3 days later from Slim Mick saying how awful we did something in the podcast. Oh my God. It's like, dude,
which we appreciate, obviously.
Yeah, it's nice. It's
good
fun.
Feedback. Good feedback.
You know, it's I like the feedback, but also you don't talk for 2 hours or try to be entertaining for 30 minutes of the 2 hour show. It's not as easy as everyone thinks it is. I think with time and doing the reps and doing that. So we've only been shut out by the reps thing one time. We thought one guy just needed more reps, but apparently he didn't. He just wasn't good. But it seems like Sheriffin is actually better and is getting better every time he goes through. Having a team that isn't absolute dog shit and having a fan base that absolutely hates the product that you put out on the field might improve things a little bit too. So these two things working in conjunction will be great. And also, all the local media guys leaving for better jobs in New York or wherever the fuck will help too, because then they will just be gone, and then you can just talk to new people and you can make new bridges and then burn them. Yeah, so it's fine. Yeah, he's John Greenberg, looking like your friend's bad guy to go and sit in my seat, and I was gonna fuck him up.
Yeah,
but
we talked about it.
But smart guy. I like the guy. I like him. So yes, good advice.
Treasy, what do you think? Was his advice proper here?
Yeah, I think it's actually really good advice. I think the thing so I agree with MSS.
Thank you.
There's no reason to try and go back and mend the relationships. There's no point to that. There's, you know, and
there's no juice to squeeze out of that. Who cares?
And maybe he never really needed to do that anyways. Like, you know, like I get that he was a little bit awkward with some guys, but I think the thing that I think he needs to do is like something that, like, I tell anybody who's getting into podcasting about the Sox or about baseball is like, read a lot of the books that are just like the entryway into understanding all the metrics, understanding kind of how the game has evolved over the years. Get those things solid. Like, be very solid with those things. Like, Jason was incredible with those. You don't need to be that great.
Right.
But you need to be good at that. You need to be able to understand that the game has changed over the past 40 years and that some of the critics of the way the team's playing are looking at it from a certain perspective, and you need to be able to respond to that. You need to be able to intelligently talk about those things that are happening in the game so that you could really take advantage of being in there with Steve Stone. Because right now he can't take advantage of being in there with Steve Stone. Like, he could take advantage of being there with Gordon Beckham, who's going to give you like a more lighthearted, like kind of like, you
shock answer.
Look into
just
the,
like a fun,
like
a fun look at it. Yep.
But like, Steve Stone can tell you so much more, but you got to ask the right questions, and he's not doing that yet because I don't think he just is at the level of understanding the subtleties of what's happening in the game to the point where he can have that conversation yet. And I think if he spends the summer figuring that out, if he works with Stoney and says, like, you know, like they watch just a bunch of film together or something, you know, maybe like with Swifty, you know, get a couple pizzas, we'll make a night of it. But
yes, good pull.
But that's what he needs to do. He needs to come back and have all the excitement that he has, because when the team's good and they're hitting, he's going to be an exciting guy to listen to.
Yep.
But there's a lot of dead time in between that, and you've got to be able to on a regular count when someone's, you know, throwing in a you know 2-1 count against a good hitter on the other team, you got to be able to analyze that with Stoney. You got to be able to ask the right question so that Stoney can expound and tell you the important things that, like, Jason drew out of him. I feel like I get less out of Stoney with Sheriffin, And I think it's because he's not asking all the right questions.
And I hope that John hasn't pissed off anybody under him that will give him positive criticism or constructive criticisms rather, and to get him to go listen, hey, you know what this is? This is what this is. And I'm going to explain this to you and show you why this is important and how you can use this. Hopefully at the end of the year, when there's that, they're like, hey, the things went fine. It was good, but these are the things we want to improve on. Here are the things. And hopefully John can take that criticism and go in and learn stuff. But I think you're right. You need to be able to flex on nerds and also flex with the jocks. You can't, it's a one sell. I think Benetti did not really relate to the jock dude, right? He didn't have that. He was way in with the nerds. The nerds love the man, and I love the man, and I'm not even a nerd, but I liked him because I just liked the way that he flowed and he pulled out stuff, right? He had some things, but that also comes with 7 years. But I need John to do a little bit more nerd shit. You can't be growling about everything. You need to come out with some give me a hard stat every once in a while.
You say 7 years, but it's a lot more than 7 years for Benetti because he went through all the minor leagues.
The minor leagues too. It's a lot of experience.
And that's why I'm saying Schriffen didn't have that. So he needs to build that muscle in the offseason, read a lot of stuff. Really
need somebody to help him too.
Watch a shitload of games. Understand what's going on.
Yep.
Before we get to the last question, let's get to this drink. Jackie Treehorn says, "Take a
3.
poll, MSS."
Keep
one more.
going.
Thank you, Jackie. Appreciate you. All right, let's close this section out. This is question number 5. This is the final.
How many
question.
questions left after this?
There are none left. Treasy, you son of a bitch. This question is: the White Sox are careening towards a record-setting pace of losses. My question for you guys is, which GM is more at fault for this record-setting pace of losses? Is it Chris Getz, or is it our past GM, Rick Hahn, which I would call Teflon Hahn? Treasy E, you start, please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Rick Hahn. This is a well-established fact. But there's a lot of open slots on this team. There's a lot of places to make changes. There was a lot of trades to be made, even in the offseason. There was a lot of opportunities to pick guys up. And, hey, good job on getting those home runs out of Paul DeJong. Good job on getting Eric Fetty.
Thank you.
Well, there's a lot of misses. A lot of misses on this roster. And hey, maybe it's partially because of the holes that the guy before you left. Maybe it's partially because Kenny Williams decided to trade away the best of your first base DH area to open up for you to give more at bats to terrible guys at first base and DH.
How to say something without actually saying it. Good job, Treasy. Good job.
At the end of the day, beef. You put the fucking roster together. You're supposed to be the guy that can turn it around quickly. You're the guy that they're putting all their chips in. On you, my man. I'm sorry. You fucking bought the car. You didn't say this is a lemon, I don't want to get in it. You fucking bought it. You put the keys in the ignition and you broke down 4 feet in front of you. That's on you. You gotta fix the car now yourself because you can't even afford a mechanic.
MSS, the floor is yours.
I am not going to sit and blame Rick Hahn for this year necessarily. Indirectly, he's 100% responsible for this year. The guy finally got Jerry Reinsdorf to open his pocketbook, and he bought fucking magic beans, right? Like, it was just like he came home with broken shit left and right and was like, we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it. It's like a guy looking at like a big old fucking television that nobody buys. And they're like, oh man, if you just put 2 fuses in, it costs $3. We can fucking sell this for a bunch of money. He's just throwing fucking money out the window. No one wants this. You can't resell this television. Like, it doesn't matter how much it's gonna take to fix it. Don't worry about it. It's wasted money. Buy a good one. Save up your money and buy a good one. Don't buy 3 broken ones and hope that maybe you can buy a good one when you trade the rest of them away. It's not going to happen. That's the most infuriating thing. Now, Treasy, you're a little wrong in blaming everything on Getz. Getz knew what he was getting into.
I didn't say I'm blaming everything on Getz. He said who's got more blame.
More blame.
Okay, so more blame. More blame. Yeah. Okay, so he's taking more blame. Here's the thing. No other team in the world, same with Pedro, is hiring any one of these guys for the position that they're in, right? They are given the keys to the car and said, here you go. But the car is a piece of shit, and we know it's a piece of shit. We know its limitations, and you're trying to work within those. I think, I'm just going to say, I think Chris Getz did a pretty damn good driving this shitbox car without fucking it up too much. But he still fucked it up. It has this fucking glaring holes and glaring problems. That's just the way it is.
Let me ask you this in your terms, MSS.
Feel free.
Your buddy's dating a really hot girl, but she is the absolute craziest fucking person on this planet.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
They break up, and she's like into your shit. She's like, hey, what's up? She's in your DMs. She wants to know what's going on. This is going to be the hottest girl that you've ever hooked up with. You will never have an option to hook up with a hotter
am I married?
Girl that you're single. You'll never have a hotter girl that you could hook up with. If you hook up with her and she burns your fucking house down, whose fault is that? Your buddy's?
Okay, so I see what you're doing there.
It's not 1-to-1, but it is a great comparison.
You're blaming the crazy hot girl that potentially owns
we all
the
know
team.
who the real problem is. It's Jerry Reinsdorf.
Yes.
It's Jerry Reinsdorf.
Of course.
And
all right,
and if you're taking it on,
of course,
it's on you, motherfucker. It's yours.
I get you. And this is, and I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Teresi. I agree with you that the blame needs to be said. Who is actually the problem? You need to know who the problem is. It's not all these side guys, but. I'm not.
Left guy is the problem. See, this is what you're doing to people, Treasy. How dare you burn down the house thing? And this comment's very nice. Anthony Kozinski says, "Love you, boys. Keep up the good work." Oh, thank you, my friend.
Thanks,
appreciate you. Thank
We're
you.
We're gonna drink just because we like that.
Yeah, I like that. That was a very nice comment. Thank you.
I don't know if you know how to
continue.
Super chat there, Anthony. No, I think Treasy is right. The real problem is not either one of these two, but I will agree with him. He took on the responsibility. So as a man, you have to take on the fucking blame that comes through. I think he had some good W's this year. I think he is moving the team and the organization in the right way. I don't think it was moving in the right way under Hahn. I think it was moving in the wrong way under Hahn. I think they're finally kind of moving into the next century, slowly but surely. But we're really not going to see any real change until we get an absolute new ownership. That's what I think we're looking for. So yeah, no, let's say Getty. We'll go with Getty.
Just some commentary and some stats here. I really like the change in approach of White Sox fans of, instead of believing all the bullshit from the GM, they've shifted really hard to, GM, you fucking prove it to me first. I believe nothing you say. It's a little harsh, but it's a better approach than what they were doing with Hahn. They believed way too much bullshit, and we knew it. And with Getz, they're holding him accountable for absolutely fucking everything. Some of it might be a little bit unfair, but too bad. You have to take it. So I kind of agree with Teresi. Now, some stats on this. After the trade deadline in 2023, the White Sox were 18-37. So this is after they gutted kind of most of the remaining roster, which was already not very good. That's a .327 winning percentage. That's 53 wins on a full season. This was before the mandate to cut payroll. So there was a trajectory to go in this direction. Maybe if Rick Hahn was the GM, they win 45 games. I don't know. But I thought it was a worthwhile question to bring up to you boys, because it is interesting to see, yeah, you're going for the worst record ever. But you kind of were heading in that direction, and we thought no one could really bottom that hard. I mean, I think a lot of White Sox fans thought you can't bottom that hard. You're just going to have random guys come in here and do this. But they were pointing in that direction a little bit. And so I thought it was an interesting question. Appreciate you guys' answers on all of these. These are terrific. Thank you very much. That's all I got on the White Sox.
Well, then it's time for thank yous and GFYs. MSS, we're going to start with you. Happy birthday, my friend. Who are you thinking of GFY?
I'm going to thank all the people that wished me a happy birthday. That was like really nice. The outpouring on Twitter, especially with, some girls that we might be in a chat with. They felt disrespected that I didn't say thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, I thought I liked it and I retweeted them. I don't know what the fuck else I'm supposed to do. How am I supposed to show this? Like, I don't understand. I get inundated with messages from my family, my friends, everybody. And it's like, oh, what the hell? Why are you not like fucking making me a rug and sending it to me and saying thank you? I don't know. Fucking A, it's my birthday. Let me have my fucking birthday.
It's your birthday after all. You should be able to enjoy your birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah,
ladies.
What the fuck?
Missy, Alexis, thank you very much for your tweets. I appreciate it. You're not even watching the show. No big deal. Whatever. You'll hear this maybe through like different channels. Second, GFY. I want a GFY to our guys' Chicago history, and not for saying that the Trump building is the most beautiful building in Chicago, because you're trolling.
That's a clickbait tweet.
I didn't even just trying to get people all fired up, and so I had to respond because fuck those guys. Those guys suck. But here's why a real big GFI is they posted this and they said, where can I get a plate like this? And it is chicken wings with the sauce and the fries. It's a very Harold's Chicken thing. And a friend of the 108, C.W. Harris, posts, out of my pics, they stole his
It's the same picture.
Not only did they take the exact fucking picture, they also didn't even read his post, which says, hey, we're over here on the west side at Uncle Remus. So Chicago history, where can you get a plate? In Uncle Remus. The actual fucking post that our guy C.W. Harris put up there. I definitely linked to my blog to C.W. Harris and said, long history of stealing content. Here you go. So fuck you, Chicago history. You're dead to me. The Trump thing wasn't even like the one that was going to put it over the edge. Stealing fucking photos from our good fans and claiming them as your own again and asking a ridiculous question. You're in the best city in the world. Get some original content and do something. You're fucking awful. And it shows and it sucks. And I'm not even good at investigative reporting shit like this. Porn stars maybe, but not this. And you're like, you're fucking awful. You're horrible. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, Chicago. Thank you.
I love it. I fucking love it.
It's great. Prepared to fuck somebody up.
That's how it felt, right? It felt like that.
Beef, who are you thinking of GFY?
I'm going to thank John Greenberg for an absolutely excellent interview on the RSU. I got more DM compliments from that episode than I think any episode I've ever gotten. So thanks a lot, John. He was so open. Appreciate you. He said he would like to do the show again, so I think we'll figure out another time when there's some local media news going on, and we'll get his ass back on there. Number 2, I gotta wish a happy 105th birthday to Sister Jean. Still dry ass pussy, but if she gets to 108, boys, we are getting a picture just like Roquan has on the screen right here. With the 3 of us are getting in a picture with Sister Jean for her 108th birthday. We'll find her if she gets to 108 years, and we'll be in there. So those are mine. Treasy.
Mark your calendars.
Thank yous or GFYs for you, baby.
Oh, I mean, I gotta wish a happy birthday to MSS. We've done it a couple times, but I mean, one of my favorite humans on the planet, and I a sincere happy birthday. We're gonna have some drinks tomorrow. I can't wait for it.
Yes, sir.
But I want to thank in advance our next week's guests, which we're gonna have double guests. Two guests, one show. It's gonna be
2 guests, 1 show.
We're gonna start off
Can't wait.
with Patrick Bertoletti.
Yes,
and we're gonna talk about his recent his recent championships that he's taken down, and we're gonna talk about the Joey Chestnut versus Kobayashi that's gonna be on Labor Day.
Netflix, right?
And then the second half, yeah, that's going to be on Netflix. And then the second half of the show, we're going to have our guy Sammy P in, which, hey, it's only a rumor so far. It's only a rumor so far that he is signed to do the morning show with BetQL. I mean, like, that's just a rumor that's been on the internet.
There's a lot of allegedly out there.
Allegedly.
We don't know for sure.
We will ask him about it to find out if that's actually true. And then we'll talk some score, we'll talk some BetQL, we'll talk some football futures.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be a fun show. I'm very excited for this show. It's the day before my birthday. Me and MSS have very close birthdays.
You're gonna be out of your mind on that show. You need me to host that one? Are you good? You good? You
I have what we're calling at work now. We have pre-Labor Day off of work, so I'm off the next day. Wow! I might need you to host. I might need you to host.
I'm gonna have to hold that together while you get lubed up.
We're gonna get a showdown. Oh, it's gonna be fun.
Speaking of lubed up, we got to go out Alejandro Jizz style. Have a good night, everybody.
In the city of Chicago, back in the day, there was a ball player. They called him Jizz. They said playing for the White Sox, he had a certain flair. He hit 69 home runs, man, that ain't fair. He swung that bat like a wild tornado storm. Every time he stepped up, he smashed it. It was the norm. The ladies in the stands, they couldn't help but stare. The legend of Alejandro Jizz spreading everywhere.